Holy cow, we just got some good news. We have CPI coming in lower than expected, and it's actually coming lower than we've seen in a while. I think there are two important distinctions we should cover here. Also, there's a lot of news going around the crypto market this morning, or at least a couple pieces of key news that I want to hit on. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to check out Margex, there's a link underneath the video where you can start trading cryptocurrencies. As you can see here, we just put in a higher high with Bitcoin going up to about 59,420. Are we living in a simulation? I'm not sure, but if you want to check that out, there's a link, and they are doing a little bit more, or the airdrop is going on for a little bit longer as well for hamster tokens. There's also a link to CoinW underneath the video where you can trade cryptocurrencies there with spot and futures, and we're also going to be running an airdrop there very soon. So what just happened? Well, we got CPI data, and we'll get into the crypto specific stuff here in a second, but it's important to look at CPI because at the end of the day, everything is tied together, especially now with investors being able to invest directly into the Bitcoin ETFs, or directly into Tesla, or directly into Google, or directly into, I don't know, Johnson & Johnson stock, all right? They have access to all of them. The capital has access to everything. So they are kind of on a level playing field. So you move around your chips depending on the economy and depending on the companies. Now, if we have a lower interest rate environment, that's going to help out risk on assets. As you can see here, we were expecting CPI to come in at 3.1%, and it came in at 3%. So it came in lower than expected. Let's actually see the last time this happened. Well, it was all the way back to July 12th of 2023. It was a full year ago, and that was the lowest point we ever got to. Now, if we got to 2.9, I think that would have been insane today. That would have been even more bullish, obviously, but we got down to 3%. Now, I think this is important for a couple different reasons. One, it was lower than expectations. That's what people normally look at. But what's really important is it's lower than what we've seen recently. And a lot of people don't look at this like the same thing with a stock earnings. They look at expectations, but what you really need to look at too is the broader picture. Like, okay, it's great if a company beats earnings, but are they still growing significantly? Are they still showing good numbers from a year ago or a quarter ago? Again, so many people just look at expectations. Oh, they beat expectations. Why is their stock still down over the last 6 months? Well, the revenue has fallen. So same thing here. Yes, it was great that we beat expectations, but also we're at the lowest point that we've been in a year. And if we come in 0.1 lower, it's the lowest point that we've been since what, like 2020, 2021? Yeah, it'd be the lowest point that we've seen since 2021, the beginning of 2021. So yeah, this is quite positive. If we can get down into the twos, I think it's very easy for the Fed to flip. And you can see the U.S. core PPI also came in lower than expected, 3.3% year over year versus the estimate of 3.4%. Now, the general stock market went up as well. The S&P 500 was right at 515.50, and since then it's gone up about 1.5%. So quite bullish for the S&P 500, or VOO, as well. Bitcoin right now sitting at 59.1. I think this is good though. Obviously, like I said 1,000 times, but we don't know what's going to happen over the next day, over the next week. You know, it's really hard to tell, but this is quite positive for the medium term, and probably the short term as well, for Bitcoin. Just always be wary in the short term. Okay. Now, MSTR announces a 10-to-1 stock split. Okay, interesting. If you don't know what a stock split is, it doesn't give you any more underlying value in the stock. It just splits the number of, or it gives you more shares typically for a lower price. So MicroStrategy right now, let's say it's $1,300. It's going to be $130, and you're going to have 10 shares. And the reason I bring this up is a lot of people don't understand that, especially in the crypto space, because a lot of crypto investors aren't necessarily stock investors. But the reason this is actually bullish typically, one, it gets investors excited for some reason, and there are a couple different reasons that could be, but for some people, they just see stock splits and they just go crazy. What is probably more likely the case is people can invest in it easier. So instead of coughing up $1,300, which a lot of people don't have, or maybe they have it, but they don't want to put that much in one stock. Instead of coughing up $1,300, you can cough up $130 and buy a share. Now, some people have fractional shares, so it's not an issue, but a lot of people still don't have that. Another thing is you can buy options easier, because with options, you buy 100 of the share instead of having to do that with 100 shares that cost $1,300. You can do that with 100 shares that cost $130 now. And MSTR is liking it so far. Let's take a look. Last time I checked, MSTR was up about 5%. This was before this little mini pump in Bitcoin up to 59,000. Now it's up 6.15%. So the market is liking this stock split. We saw ETFs have a lot of inflows yesterday, again, with FBTC leading the way with 57.8 million, EasyBC with 31.7, IBIT with 22.3, BTCO, etc. So a lot of people still buying in on this ETF, or buying this ETF, as you can see, with over 110 million bought yesterday, with 215 the day before, and then 290 the day before that. So a lot of people are continuously buying this week. Now, maybe it's the carry trade. It's impossible to know, but yeah, it's still good to see a lot of interest in the Bitcoin ETFs. Forbes unleashed their best penny cryptocurrencies to invest in 2024. It's crazy that they are posting this for a couple different reasons, but yeah, it's interesting to see that such a well-respected financial journal is now talking about the best penny cryptocurrencies. So they give Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Tron, Telcoin, Ripple, and Stellar. Let me know what you think about those. A lot of people are not, well, there are a lot of cult classics on here, I'd say, like Shiba, Doge, XRP, even Telcoin to a point. I don't see a lot of people interested in TRX or XLM anymore. Those are very old school cryptocurrencies, but let me know your thoughts on those down below in the comment section. Now, besides that, I just want to point out again, if you are going to Bitcoin Nashville, or if you want to, you're going to be able to see Donald Trump speak now. This came out last night. I covered it in the last video, but not a ton of people have seen that video. If you want to get a ticket, there's 10% off. They consistently increase the price of these tickets. So if you want, you can get 10% off with the code underneath the video. Let's look at one other thing. Let's look at the Bitcoin rich list. I'm curious if Mr. 100 bought some more Bitcoin recently. Yep, relentless buying. Yesterday, buying 100, 200, 300, 304 Bitcoin. The day before, buying 102 Bitcoin. The day before that, 104, 104, 103, just continuously buying 101, 102. And then today, also buying 100.63, and we're still fairly early in the day. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Let me know what you think is going to happen with Bitcoin now that CPI is coming down. We do have PPI tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that, another major catalyst for cryptocurrency. And we start to see earnings tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit subscribe if you like videos like this, or if you've seen them in the past and you want to see them in the future. And there are the links to MargeX and to CoinW underneath the video as well, in case you want to start trading today. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.